We are rolling. Hi everybody, my name is Mr. Newbert and I will be your physical science 8th grade science teacher this year. If I haven't met you through cross country or in the hallways the last year or so, you'll get to know me a lot this year. Whether we're in school or out of school, however this year shakes out, we're going to do a lot of activities. A lot of hopefully some fun things we can get together. When we're in school, we can do some fun labs together. The topics we'll be covering, we got physical science with force and motion, speed, acceleration, you're probably a little bit familiar with. We're going to be doing something called free body diagrams, dealing with some gravity and falling objects, things like that. We'll drop some bowling balls and things like that. And we'll get into genetics. You've already studied some mitosis. We'll get into meiosis, some DNA and RNA. We'll talk about Mendel's plants and traits and how your traits are inherited, like baldness and eye color and hair color, things like that, how they're inherited. I'll get into family trees, something called pedigrees. And then we'll finish up the year with earth science. We'll talk about rocks and erosion, deposition, different types of earth processes such as volcanoes and earthquakes and tsunamis, all that fun stuff. We'll get into some projects with that as well. And then we'll wrap that earth science up with plate tectonics, which you're familiar with a little bit. We'll get into more of the nuts and bolts of how that is created, how the plate tectonics works, and then wrap it up with evolution as well. You'll be assigned some readings throughout the year. How are you going to be assessed? You'll be assigned readings from your textbook or online readings with study guides, that kind of stuff. You also have journal articles you'll be required to read, some journal articles of your own choosing, some science topics of your own choosing that you have to read and summarize and reflect on those articles. Your homework's going to be based on, let me scroll up here on my screen, variety of assessments. Obviously, you're going to have worksheets. We're going to be utilizing Google Classroom here in school and when we're at home as well, or at Richfield Elementary School here, which is where I'm at. Virtual labs or in-school labs. We'll be doing some videos you'll have to watch either in school or out of school, as well as some required Zoom meetings to keep everybody up to speed on things. A little bit more strict this time around compared to in the spring if we're not in school in fall for part of the time or something. You'll have some deadlines that work will be due on at that period of time on that date. Projects, some unit projects based on the topic we are covering, and also some smaller based projects that we do as well. And then assessments based on some summative assessments such as homeworks and labs and things like that, participation in labs, participation in Zoom meetings, which is going to be required, and attendance will be taken. And then obviously the formative tests or summative tests such as quizzes and tests based on the information. My grading is done on percentage based. Homeworks are worth 1 grade. If you get 100% in a grade, you get 100% in the grade book, in progress book. If you get a 50%, you get a 50% in progress book one time. Labs, anywhere from 2 to 4 times that. So if you get a 100% in a lab, you get 200% in the progress book. If you get a 65% in a lab and it's worth 2 grades, you get 2 65s. Okay. Projects are weighted more because they take more time. They're more extensive. Those are anywhere from 2 to 4 times the grade. Journal articles are worth 2 grades. So if you get 80% in a journal article, you get 2 80% in the grade book. Quizzes are worth 2, and tests are worth 3 because they're more extensive, more in depth, and they're going to be worth more in the grade book. So I think we'll have some fun this year. Again, we're going to start out with motion and force, the hands-on stuff, falling objects and speed and acceleration, that kind of stuff, and that's a fun way to start the year. Get into genetics and then wrap it up with earth science and plate tectonics. Hopefully we'll get down to DC this year. In the spring things will settle down with the coronavirus and we'll get life back to normal and be in school together, which is a lot more fun than learning or teaching from home. And I'm looking forward to a big year. I have a get to know you activity in case we don't see each other for a while at the beginning of the year. You're going to do let me pull it up here, and this will be submitted to you as soon as I find it. a flip grid. You can do a little flip grid, a little 1-minute video answering 3 questions. What are you most proud of? What 2 animals would you combine? We're going to be talking about hybridization or crossbreeding in here. So what 2 animals, can be any 2 animals that you want to combine? What kind of weird things would they do if you combine those 2 animals? And what's your favorite sport or game to play? Something, just some background on you, so I have something to know about you when we get into class and see each other. So, and then of course you can add anything else about yourself you want to tell me. Okay, any Olympic gold medals you've won, anything like that. All right, so looking forward to a big year. Should be fun, and we will get through this together. See ya.